24 fish camps around the lake.
Really?
And they all were doing well.
They were bustling.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's so many things. So I guess not to jump too much ahead in time, but
No, it's okay.
that's when that changed, when it was when the pollution started happening. Is that right? Do I have this correct?
That was a slow burn, shall we say, when the lake kind of lost its life. A lot of different factors affected it.
Right.
Yeah, and by the 70s, I guess the lake wasn't viable as a fishing capital anymore. It took a while.
So do we know exactly where this pollution was really coming from and what was
A lot of different
it?
factors, yeah. There was a sewer plant in Winter Garden. There was a citrus processing plant in Oakland. There was a chemical fertilizer plant in Montverde on the west side. And on the north shore of Lake Apopka, in 1941, they had drained about 20,000 acres of marshland so they could plant for the war effort. Oh. And that was for World War II. That was our contribution to the war. And that was truck farming and vegetables up there. So you've got to throw fertilizer and pesticides on your crops. It's the 1940s. Who knows?
Nobody's really thinking of that.
Everyone's kind of innocent about that.
Yeah, you can dump it in the water, it goes away. We don't see it, right?
Exactly.
That's kind of mentality.
So they had built
realizing.
They had built a dike wall between the lake and the new, drained marshland. And a couple of times a year they would open the floodgates and irrigate their crops.
Right.
Then the water would be pumped back into the lake, bringing all those nutrients. And the nutrients did the fish in, did the plants in, which did the fish in. And eventually it was just like a green pond scum covering the whole surface of the lake, algae, and it couldn't breathe. It basically suffocated, and any life in it also did. That's all stopped. There's no more pollution going in the lake, and there's a major effort, as you know, to bring it back to life. Friends of Lake Apopka had a big hand in that, starting, I think, in the 70s.
Oh, really? So that early on, the effort was beginning.
Really good, dedicated people. Wow. I always think of that lake as the battery of the area. The Native Americans lived and worked around it. The settlers did. It kept everybody charged, water and game and fishing. The battery got discharged by the 70s. Life around it kind of just died. Right. Now it's being recharged again.
Now, the city of Winter Garden has gotten behind that effort, I understand. Is that correct, too, to really help with the revitalization of the lake?
Everybody, all the municipalities, most all the municipalities around the lake want a concerted effort to engage in, hopefully, ecotourism by cleaning up that lake.
They put a whole bunch of bass in there recently, right?
They seeded it with bass. Yeah, they do that every couple of years.
Oh, it's every couple of years?
Yeah. Okay. They've tried that, and people report that they're catching bass. So
so it's certainly not back to where it was in terms of quality, but it's getting there, we think?
It's getting there, yeah. Still a long way to go, realistically.
Sure.
But you can actually see your arm if you put it in the lake now. I took a kayak tour in February last year from Magnolia Park down to Crown Point.
Oh, okay.
That was about 24 of us. That was great. And it's just so beautiful. It's this major asset that, we should take good care of, and we are. It's a lot better than it was.
And that's fantastic that we live in a time where we can actually have an afterthought and think about our actions before our mistakes and to improve them. And I think that's why history is so important to learn from it.
You learn from it, you try to improve on it and not do the same thing again. Yeah.
Exactly.